I can't wait. This fight got mentioned to me in December, and I've just been waiting and waiting and waiting for it to be announced, and it's finally being announced. Finally getting to fight it in Miami, and I'm getting to fight someone who's a couple of ranks above me, and I cannot wait. To be honest, it's been a while since I've been in there already, so to have a nice jump up the rankings like this is going to be unbelievable.
Does it excite you even more for that opportunity to make that big jump up the rankings?
Yeah, it excites me even more. Obviously, I love getting in the cage anyway. I love getting in the octagon. I love fighting, but getting this opportunity to climb up the rankings like this and then possibly be a fight or two away from the belt is it's what we do this for.
What do you make of Chandler as an opponent? He's been in there with, some of the best to ever do this.
Yeah, he's been in there with Gagey, Poirier, Hooker, and former champ Charles Oliveira. He lost the title fight to him, so he's a former UFC world title challenger. And he's a very good opponent. You know what I mean? I wouldn't take nothing away from him. I think he's a very good opponent. I think he's a nice human being as well. I've met him before. He's a nice dude, but it's the fight business, and I'm going in there to finish him.
What did you think? I saw him post video, kind of mocking the hair, was wearing a wig. Did you have a good chuckle?
Yeah, I was laughing my head off at that. I thought that was brilliant. To be honest with you, you'll never walk alone on in the background as well. It just made it that much better.
When you get in there, is there a way you want to finish this fight? Is it however it presents itself? How do you take care of business when you get in there with Chandler?
No, yeah, it's however it represents itself. Go into every fight wanting to get the finish, but it's how it represents itself. I don't overthink things and try and do anything certain. I have a game plan when I go in there and I try and implement it. And to be honest, like as I say, no disrespect to Chandler, but I think people think it's gonna go 5 rounds. Like it might be scheduled for five, but I can't see him lasting more than two.
You said if you win this one, you're right there, a couple fights from the title. It's exciting, right? Above him, there are so many fights to be made. I'm seeing you being asked about potentially Conor after this. There are a lot of big fights. Ilya wants to come up to your division now.
Yeah, the mad fight. Either of them two, obviously. Connor's the money fight. Ilya's what do we say? I don't know. It's a bitter one. It's a fight that I wanna do. Ever since he tried to steal it on me in London, I've always wanted to beat him up, and he's still talking about me in interviews, making lies up. So I'd love to batter that little midget, but it's more about the belt for me more than anything. I wanted to beat someone in the top five after I beat Mike, and then beat whoever the champion is, or is the belt vacant? Because you never know when Islam's going to retire either.
Can you imagine though, if you ever were to get in there with Conor, if maybe the fight somewhere in the UK, it could be the biggest fight in the history of the sport, the two of you guys.
Yeah, Anfield. You'd have to do a stadium for me versus Connor. I have to do Anfield in Liverpool. We'd absolutely fill it out. Be about 70,000 there. Be the best atmosphere that the UFC have ever seen.
But before then, of course, it's April 12th. You and Michael Chandler. If people weren't going to be watching a UFC 314, tell them why they need to buy this pay-per-view.
Everyone already knows. Know what I mean? I have entertaining fights as it is, and very chaotic fights. And I'll be honest, I don't think anybody has any more entertaining fights than Michael Chandler. He's a chaotic man himself. When he gets in the cage, he just wants to throw down. He just starts to knock your head off. So obviously the main event's a brilliant fight as well, but you could say this is the people's main event.